Welcome to the WealthGenius podcast, brought to you by the Expand Wealth Real Estate Fund. Expand your wealth by investing in apartment buildings. Go to expandwealthfund.com to book your info session. The WealthGenius podcast, strategies for multifamily real estate investing, mindset, community, success. The WealthGenius podcast with your host, the godfather of real estate, Alfonso Cuadra, who has expansive experience in business and massive success as a real estate investor. The WealthGenius podcast. Let's dive into today's episode.
We are live in full effect. What is happening? Team Expand Investor Conference, Edmonton. I'm so excited to bring Expand Investor Conference to Edmonton for the very first time, Alberta, and Alberta's hot. So we're going to talk all things Alberta, all things Canadian real estate. And here to join me on this conversation, we have Calvin Hexter, Patrick Francey, Danna Bednarczyk, and JG Francoeur. Francoeur. JG, help me out.
Francoeur. You're Alfonso. You're
Francoeur, Alfonso.
Francoeur. JG. So look, we're gonna have we're gonna keep this really light. First of all, I want to start with what you're gonna talk about at Expand, because all of you guys have amazing content, and I wanted to make sure that we highlighted that, especially since this is gonna be on the podcast as well. So if you're listening to this, or if you're watching this right now, down below, you'll find all the information of how, number one, to get registered for Expand. And we're going to have an up and coming property tour in Edmonton as people are arriving. So we'll have an opportunity for people to get signed up for that. And it's just going to be an incredible weekend to really pump up Edmonton, Alberta, especially. People's like, why did you go to Calgary? I know Deanna's wondering that, but Edmonton's hot, baby. Edmonton's got everything's happening in Edmonton. So we wanted to highlight Edmonton, bring all of our WealthGenius members from all across Canada and the US to Edmonton. So let's start with JG. What are you going to bring to Expand?
Well, Alfonso, thanks for having me, first of all, and I'm really pumped to be in Edmonton. You're right, it's the place to be. And Patrick and I were I remember like it was yesterday, 2019, 2018, 2020, when you would go to Edmonton and it was crickets. You could motivate the people from Alberta to do anything back then, but times have shifted. It's new times now, and people of Alberta are pumped up. I call it Albertario because we're moving so much capital from Ontario to Alberta that it's like it's called Albertario. So, but I'm going to be talking about intensification. I'm going to be talking about development. I love to talk about coach homes. People know this. ADUs. It's a huge strategy. We're having huge success in Ontario with it. But it doesn't just apply to Ontario. Yes, Ontario has done some incredible legal things that have made it easier. But the good news is those barriers were never in the way of Alberta. So Alberta, it's even better to do that strategy out in Alberta. And it's starting to pick up some steam. It's starting to pick up some legs. So we're going to talk about intensification. We're going to talk about development. We're going to talk about how you take a single unit and you make it 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. And what does that do to the numbers? And what does that do to your return on investment? So I'm going to be bringing all of that and much more, Alfonso, to Expand.
Oh, I can't wait. And I'm going to call you the ADU king. Okay, because you definitely the content that you bring to the table, everyone needs to be listening. Patrick, and it looks, by the way, listening to this right now, I'm in El Salvador, okay, San Salvador, and this is not the actual background, but I'm here in my WealthGenius Hawaiian shirt. If you guys can see, I see Patrick is somewhere different than I've not seen him for a while. Maybe he's on vacation. I don't know. Where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the vortex of Sedona, Arizona.
Woo! Vortex. Okay, good. And what are you bringing to Expand?
Well, listen, I'm born and raised Edmontonian. I'm bullish on Alberta real estate. And what I'm going to bring to the Expand conference is I'm going to be talking about the economic fundamentals that drive real estate. So we're looking into the future. Where's real estate going? We're investors. We want to know where it's going, not where it is today or where it was yesterday. We want to look into the future. And, you know, the really interesting part of all of this is that Alberta's in an interesting real estate cycle, different from Calgary. Calgary is different from Edmonton. Edmonton's different from Lethbridge. And so all to say this is, as investors, we have to look at where is the investment, or why are we considering a specific region or even a property type given the cycle? And that's what it's all about. For those who've followed along, you'll often hear me say that there's no bad time to invest in real estate. There's just a wrong strategy given what's going on economically. So I'm going to be sharing what's going on economically, giving you some insights into maybe some of the best strategies to consider, and to also look at what's happening throughout Alberta. I'll shine a light on, you know, places like Lethbridge, like Calgary, like Edmonton, like Red Deer. Oh, gee, Red Deer, why is it special? Well, we'll talk about that. So that's kind of what I'm going to be bringing. I'll just plant that seed, is that there's lots of opportunities in Alberta. If you're paying attention, you've got some big upside coming your way.
Woo! It sounds like Expand is going to be on Fuego, May 16th, 17th, and 18th. And we're going to go to the investor-focused realtor of Edmonton, Calvin. What's happening, my man?
Hello, I'm pumped for Expand. I couldn't have enough in December, so I'm coming back again in May to hit it even harder. So I'm excited to meet the rest of the community and those that weren't able to come then, and those new members that have since joined you, which is a lot. Your database of members is just growing, almost in comparison to how fast the intermigration we're seeing in Alberta. It might be WealthGenius versus you guys are doing fantastic, and I'd love to be a part of it. I'll be covering, you know, similar to Patrick, but I won't be overlapping some of the macro details of the market. I'll be talking about strategies that are working from a ground level, where our clients making money, where are we seeing failures, red flags, how to avoid them. And most importantly, understanding the areas to invest in. I love to reference the A, B, C, D areas. And as an investor, you want to know which areas are going to reference and reflect your investment strategies, and which ones are going to suit you and which ones are not. So understanding which areas cash flow, which ones don't, and ultimately being able to use this strategy for any city that you invest in. We'll also be touching base on some of the power of your professional partners and building a team to make sure that you're not in this alone, to make sure that you're going to be successful. So lots of great information. I'm excited to bring it on May 17th and 18th.
Woo! I love that.
Save me a spot on the bus. Save me a spot on the bus, Calvin.
Oh, yeah.
On the 16th, we have a spot for you.
Let's talk about the bus.
Okay.
Bus tour. Yes. So we're doing a bus tour on the 16th. I mean, no better way to get an amazing conference like the Expand conference started than a bus tour. It allows you to meet new faces. It also allows you to actually get out of the conference room. And if you're a practical learner like I am, and you need to get your hands on it, you need to touch things, you need to walk around the neighborhoods, this actually gives you the opportunity. This is going to be the closest thing to investing in commercial real estate without actually doing it. You're going to be able to learn from guys like Alfonso, us, Patrick, on the proper due diligence. What do they look for when they're looking at purchasing a multifamily building? We're not just going to be focusing on the existing builds, the legacies, but also new builds and pre-construction. How do they change? What are some of the red flags? There's lots of red flags you need to look for pre-construction. What are some things that you can do to make sure that you're successful? Because there is a little bit of a leap of faith there. And so we're going to be covering all that stuff. You're going to be able to meet more people, go into the weekend with your, with a full gas tank. So it's something you don't want to miss. We only have a limited amount of tickets, and this is going to sell out like it always has. We always sell out. This will sell out. If you do not get your tickets now, it will be too late. You will have FOMO. You're going to miss out. So please get your tickets now. I'm not just saying that.
And so if you're listening to this or watching this, you will get the information for the bus tour. It will be posted down below, including a promo code that will go out to only people that are attendees of the Expand Investor Conference. And so when you register for the Expand, you are going to receive that promo code. So all the information will be posted to the information down below, the show notes. And so you guys can go have a look there. Now, we're going to be talking about some ADUs. We're going to be talking about the economics of what's happening right now. Why Alberta? Why now? We're bringing the entire investing community from, all the way from New Brunswick, Halifax, from Victoria and Vancouver, and even from the US. All roads lead to Expand Investor Conference, May 2025. But if you go there and simply just consume all the content and don't take any action, then all of it will have been for nothing. Yes, we're going to have a good time. Yes, there's a gala, and we're going to, there's a DJ, and Patrick likes to go to bed at 9 p.m. But I'll be there all night till maybe 1 or 2 p.m. But we're going to have a good time. But it can't just be all about having a good time. There has to be some action. And so Danna Boyden, she's an incredible investor, but she's going to show you how to get those goals. Isn't that right, Danna?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, let's go ahead and get stuff done. We right now, I'm literally sitting here, and I apologize that I dropped off, but my iPhone got too hot and shut off. So here I am down in the southern states, and it pops off. It says the iPhone is too hot. Is this an emergency? I'm like, yes, it's an emergency. We're talking about Expand, not the emergency I think that Apple means.
Expand is hot.
Expand is hot. Blew up my phone. So I'm really excited about how to get stuff done. And this is really apropos because I literally just got out of a meeting with our project manager here where we're putting together plans. And all I need to do is pick up the phone and call the team and say, this is an A, this is a B in all the units. It's about having systems and processes and plans if you want to get the stuff done. Across Canada, we're doing some development out in New Brunswick, bought the farmer's field, building apartment buildings, all the way over to Alberta. Right now we're sort of active in Edmonton, Calgary, and my husband is literally outside of the vehicle on a phone call with Lethbridge right now. That's how you get it done, right? You're on the road. You want to design this so you can run it from a phone from wherever you are. And so I've got some tips on that, but we're going to talk about goals, getting your goals written down, getting a plan in place. And then it's not decisions, it's simply execution. So I'm really excited to get back home and talk to everybody about Alberta and US, and hope to see you all there at Expand. It's always fantastic. Looking forward to lots of hugs and catching up with everyone.
Woo! I love it. I love it so much. So if you're listening to this, you will get all the information for our Expand Investor Conference down below, or you can simply go to wealthgenius.ai/expand, or simply go to WealthGenius, click on the Expand link, and it'll give you all the information. For our members, we have a separate member area for Expand as well. So make sure to go there. If you're listening to this, we have over 50 different presenters. I wish I could bring all of our presenters here on this call, but it would take hours and hours and hours to go through everybody. So, I'm just giving you a little taste of some of the speakers, and, so you guys know what's in store. But what's on people's mind right now, they got tariffs in their mind. They got the media rhetoric, distractions, and, this, at Expand, we're gonna make sure that you don't listen to the noise and you see what's actually happening, which is the best market, the best opportunities are right now. And so to that, what do you say, JG?
Well, I'm glad you went to me first, because I was just thinking about this. You said the right word there, and that's noise. That's what that is. That's noise. Now, what the mistake people try to make is they try to block out the noise. It's almost impossible to only block out the noise. What you have to do is replace the noise. And that's why Expand is so important, and conferences like this are so critical, because it gives you something good to focus on, and it gives you the truth about what's happening, what Deanna is going to bring to the table, Patrick's economic fundamentals, what he's going to bring to the table, Calvin, that bus tour. I can't speak enough about getting out there and seeing the properties. I actually just did an investor tour in Peterborough on coach homes, showing them how we build coach homes here in 88 days from permit to finish and leased in 88 days. No one else is doing this. But you can't do real estate from a spreadsheet. I've been saying this for a long time. You got to get out there. You got to taste it. You got to see how it works. And that's what's so important is turn off the news, turn off social media and all the other stuff you're consuming. Get in a space that's positive, uplifting, and giving you the real facts on what's happening in the real estate space. And I'll leave you with this, Alfonso, is in 2008, I didn't invest in real estate in 2008. I think some of you did. I know Patrick's old enough. He's probably been investing since 1908. But anyways, he's the grandfather of real estate, as you know. You're the godfather. He's the grandfather. We know the joke. But, in 2008, a lot of people went against the grain. They were courageous. They made difficult decisions. They, in the face and in the adversity of the media and the world, Lehman Brothers and all the various stuff happening in 2008, they made financial and real estate decisions in 2008. And those people, I wasn't one of them, but those people are sure thankful they turned off the news and they were courageous and they took courageous action in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. Those are the people. That's us today. We are in that position where we have this opportunity, but we now have to be courageous. And that's why you got to come to Expand.
I love that. In 2009, I took massive action, right after the collapse and the crash of the U.S. housing market. There was no crash here in Canada, but there was a correction. And nobody wanted to know anything about real estate. And I remember, even though in hindsight, you look back and you say, hey, there was those opportunities were there. Living through it, it felt like I was crazy. Am I really doing the right thing here? Like, what's going to happen? And, I was able to, 10x my entire portfolio 2010, 2011, 2012, because the way I was feeling, other people were feeling the same way. And this is what I always tell people, the same wind blows on us all, right? And so if you're feeling a certain way, if you're uncomfortable, so are other people. And that is the opportunity. To that, what do you say, Patrick?
Well, one of the quotes that I often use by Wayne Dyer is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I'm going to expand on that and what expand is about. I'm going to say it this way. When you change the way you look at real estate, the real estate you look at changes. Perspective is everything. And until you shift your perspective, you have a perception that is locked in that you've gained from mainstream media, from doom and gloomers and people who look at things negatively. And expand is about shifting your perception and to gain the perspective that you see the opportunity within the chaos, within the uncertainty. As we sit here today, JG and I had done a Rein It In segment where we talked about what's going on economically. And I think in Tiff Macklem's speech about interest rates that he didn't lower, at the time of this recording, was that he used the word uncertainty countless times in a press release that that I shared. I think he used uncertainty 11 times. Well, if you plant uncertainty in people's head enough times, they're going to be frozen. And so our job in Expand is to show you and to shift your perspective and to have you change the way you look at real estate. And it will, in fact, impact. And this is where financial futures get created in a very positive way.
Nice. Calvin.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, I think from anybody that's listening right now, it probably sounds like go buy real estate, go buy, but it doesn't remove the fact that we still want you to do your due diligence. There's still steps that need to be taken. You have to make sure that you're making sound decisions. And we're not just saying go out and spend that $100,000 in anything and hopefully it sticks, because that's not it at all, right? If anything, you need to be more calculated, and what it's going to do is provide you better perspective and a clear vision past the news, because all you're seeing right now is TikTok, Instagram. You're seeing, discounted designer goods, go to China instead. Don't buy it from your favorite, Louis Vuitton store. There's so much static that you're seeing that's blocking your, you're in this fog. and a lot of people are in it. And what we're trying to do is clear that fog so you have that clear visibility so you can make a sound decision when it comes to your investment goals, whatever your goals are. And we encourage you to have your unique goals, and they should be authentic to you. And we're going to show you strategies that might be able to align with your goals. And we're going to show you the steps that you need to take to be successful and things to watch out for, because there's a lot of things that I would say don't invest in right now because it doesn't make any sense. That's why you want to come, is to get the full picture.
I love it. We always tell people, don't smoke the hopium. You know, this is why you come to expand. You come to expand to learn from 50 plus experts that are actively taking action in this industry right now. And we've assembled the best of the best of the best of the best. And so, you know, that's a big part of getting education. Come and get education. Danna.
The timing of this, Alfonso, I don't know what kind of crystal ball you had to plant these dates in May. New government in the US, new government in Canada by then. As you were talking about that 2009, you know, we were down here buying properties for 25 cents on the dollar. I think we all agree those were the good old days. Some of us on this call have been through those cycles a couple of times. I think we're coming into some good old days right now. The opportunity that is out there right now is what we have seen. And those of us who have been through the cycles know. You know, I certainly wish that I had been able to buy more, you know, streets full of houses back then. You know, here in Las Vegas, I remember somebody, you know, they were buying condos for, you know, you'd slap your credit card down and get 3 or 4 of them. I think there is a great opportunity right now. We recognize it. You know, Patrick, you probably recognize it just as well. Alfonso, you certainly do. But the timing of expand could not be better. So this, you know, to get there mid-May, this is the right time to be there. Get surrounded by the people who know, the people who can help you navigate so that you are making the correct decisions. And just know that opportunity abounds, and it comes around, you know, every once in a while in a special way. And I think we're in one of those eras right now.
Woo! I love it. Expand May 16, 17, 18, and get ready to take your business to the next level. Get ready to expand your business, expand your mindset, expand everything that you do to the 9th degree. We have a property tour on the 16th in the morning. We're going to give you information for that. We have a special gala, you know, event on the Saturday evening. If you don't think real estate people get down, we get down. WealthGenius people get down. There's going to be a lot of dancing. There's DJs, and we're bringing a magician. And so, you know, as you know, this is a special event. And, you know, this is how relationships happen. This is how people, you know, they build, you know, they come from breaking bread together and having a good time, building rapport, building that camaraderie. And so that's going to be truly special. All the information for Expand will be down below. You know, as we're wrapping this up here, I'm going to go to all of the special guests that we have here on the show and have them kind of like talk just a little bit about what they do and background. And then because you've all been to Expand, I want to know your favorite Expand moment of Expands of the past. As you guys know, we do Expand twice a year, and it's in terms of WealthGenius, it's our biggest event that we have all year, and we do it twice a year. So we'll start with JG. JG, you know, a little bit about yourself, and you know, what is your favorite Expand moment?
So today I spend my days as the CEO of Hexter Property Group, and it's incredible because in a room just like Expand, 15 years ago, I started by sitting in that very room and asking myself, you know, okay, how am I going to do real estate? Just like everyone else, just like most people on this call listening and all of you, I couldn't afford it. I didn't even have enough money to put my first down on. I had to do a VTB to get my very first property. Today, we have the honor of owning and managing a portfolio that's approaching $100 million. And we manage hundreds and hundreds of doors. We do construction, and it's a great place to be, but it took a lot of in the trenches effort, a school of hard knocks. And I learned all those lessons in rooms like Expand. So I like to say I'm a product of the product, Alfonso. Today, I get the pleasure of helping others the way I've been helped along the way. And I was able to condense decades into days. What took other people 10, 20, 30 years, I was able to do in 3, 4, 5 years because I learned from them. And hopefully I can play a small role in helping someone else do that as well. So that's why I'm going to Expand. My favorite part of Expand is the incredible mastermind that takes place. I'll always remember in December, last time I was there. I mean, it's almost like a family reunion. You get there and it's like, oh my gosh, Calvin's right there, and Alex is over there, and Patrick's there, and Deanna and Dominic's there, and Alfonso, and it's just incredible. So, you know, we all know that your net worth is a product of your network. And the fact is that the network, the who's who, and the anybody and everybody of real estate come to Expand, bottom line. And that's where it happens. So that's my favorite part about Expand is it is the one place every single year, no matter where I go, I know that I'm going to be with the best and the brightest of the real estate business.
Woo! Love it. Love it. Patrick, same question.
Well, you know, I'm the CEO of the Real Estate Investment Network, and for over 30 years, Rain has been training investors. And, you know, what I love about the collaboration between the communities of Rain and WealthGenius is, in fact, the collaboration, and that communities coming together is what supports others in taking action, like-minded individuals in the world of real estate supporting each other. And, you know, that's one of the things I do, the Everyday Millionaire podcast I've done for a number of years now, where I get to watch seemingly ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. And so what I've learned in all of that, in talking to and witnessing real estate investors and business owners, is that community, culture, environment are absolutely essential to supporting your success. And Expand is really about community. It is about culture and sharing and having others share with you their wins and how they did it. And, you know, nobody's holding their cards close to their chest and not sharing. It's actually polar opposite of that. It's like, do this or don't do that, because I've had this experience, let me share with you. So I think for me, for Expand, it really is about the community. And my favorite part of it, well, I mean, one of my favorite parts is being able to share my, you know, 25 years of real estate investing, my 40 years of business, and supporting others in their success. That is part of my mission. My purpose is supporting others on their journey and their success. And whenever I can do that, I love it. And let's face it, Expand is just that. The name says it all. And I'm happy to support others in their expansion of growth. And that's what I love about it.
Woo! Love that. Love that. Calvin.
Hello, I'm owner of Calvin Realty, Recon, and Forum, which are two other large events that we host on an annual basis, which we're going to talk about afterwards, but we're not going to talk about it right now. You know, what am I most excited for? I'm going to double up and say community as well. I would definitely say if I were to take everything through a strainer and what would come out, the gold that would come out would be the strength and community that you've been able to accomplish, and how many people just feel connected to something bigger than themselves. And you've allowed this space. I love talking about space. You've created the space for people to be engaged in something where they feel like a family. And I'm not just saying that. Like I don't say that about any other events. Like, I mean, our Recon event's fantastic, but when it comes to like an actual sense of community, I could be out in a random place and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw someone walking around with a WealthGenius t-shirt on. When else does that happen? You know what I mean? Or like a WealthGenius scarf, or, you know, I think you guys have your own apparel line that I'll probably see in Nordstrom one day, but it's everywhere. You guys are everywhere. And it's not just you, but you have these pop-ups where your community members, they don't even have to create these little like pop-up shop investor meetups. They just do it, you know, like you've created this like opportunity for people to give back, grow, be better. And I think one of the best, most powerful moments that I experienced, at least in the last Expand, is how much you guys give back. You guys are building a school right now. You talked about how close you are to being able to achieve your goal. I got goosebumps that entire presentation. And it's just amazing because a lot of your community leaders, you'll teach them how to be successful, how to hit their goal. They'll probably overachieve their goal. Hopefully, we all hope they do. And then they take the extra residuals and give back to others because now they feel like there's some kind of, reciprocity that's involved in it. And he just does such a great job of that. And every single time I think about that presentation, and I hope you guys do it again in Edmonton, for those that weren't able to see it, I think it just stands for a lot. And it's more than just a coaching organization that's, great for education. There's just so much more to it. And sometimes it's hard to put into words, but I would definitely say community is definitely one superpower that you guys have.
Well, I really do appreciate that, Calvin, because that's the intent, right? We work so hard. I fly all over North America, and the objective for me is to make sure we build this community of like-minded people where people can collaborate with one another, but most importantly, impact. We can create an impact together, and I think we're doing just that. And people are so plugged in, and I'm so grateful for what we've all collectively done, and everyone here on this call has been a part of it. So I'm excited. That's why you guys are on this call. So thank you so much. Deanna, same question, kind of a little bit about you and your favorite part about Expand.
Great. Well, I am the CEO of Real Power. Two words that are really important to me are expand and empower. And Real Power was created in order to empower female investors specifically. I really believe that, women using their choices and voices to create the lifestyle of their design with the portfolio to support it is really important. And events like this help us to do that. I will say that one of my favorite parts, besides the being able to meet with partners, my husband and I have been in real estate for 25 years. We invest in 3 countries. We've partnered with, I think it's the numbers, sort of 60, 70 different people on projects and things. Watching the celebration, the awards, the graduates who come out. And so if you are a member and listening to this, be sure to get those deals in for the deal count, because I cannot tell you how amazing it was to hit that number when the members of Expand crossed the 1 billion with a B threshold of deals transacted in a year. But seeing people who have completed their courses, who are putting in the time, who are networking with others, who are getting up there and winning awards and recognition and taking the time not just to celebrate themselves, but their fellow members, their family that is up there on the stage. That to me is a very, very special part of the weekend, because it's really important as investors that we continue to celebrate each other, to look at each other, not for comparisitis, but for inspiration and empowerment. So I think, me, my favorite part is always going to be the sparkles. So, between those, the gala and the graduations and awards, I think there's some great celebration going on there. As you say, it builds community, it brings us all together. The ability to sit down with partners, service providers, mentors, people who are just doing some really cool stuff is absolutely magical when you get everybody in that place together. So, and again, the timing for this could not be better. Get yourselves to Edmonton on May 16th. It may also be my wedding anniversary. So where else would I rather spend it?
I love it, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come on this call. I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of benefit, and if just one more person decided to come to Expand because of this conversation, we know the impact that could have on someone's life. So we've done our job. So JG, Patrick, Deanna, and Calvin, thank you so much. And Alfonso loves you, and we're going to see you all at the top. Woo! Thank you, guys. we made that announcement. Someone must have caught it. Someone must have been listening. Where's the next expand?
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Genius podcast, presented in part by Expand Investor Conference, this May 16th to 18th in Edmonton, Alberta. Get your tickets now at wealthgenius.ai/expand, and we'll see you at the top.